I'm going to put a new battery in this 2015 Chevy Impala Limited LTZ, but the same procedure applies to any 2006 to 2013 Impala or 2014 to 2016 Impala Limited. The only tool you'll need is a socket wrench and a 13mm, an 11mm, and a 10mm socket. We need to get a couple of things out of the way so we can get to the battery. First, we're going to remove this cross brace. It has 3 bolts in it, and these are the 13mm bolts. So we're going to take all 3 of those off. And the bolt that's back there by itself is a little bit longer than the 2 that I took out up front that are together. Okay, now we're going to lift the brace off. There's a set of wires that are attached to the underside of the cross brace. They are removable. You can just snap them out, but I just left them attached. And you can set the whole assembly, the cross brace and the wires, off to the side over by the fender. Now, using the 10mm socket, I'm going to remove the battery cables from the positive and negative post. I'm going to remove the negative cable first. I'm doing that because if I disconnected the positive cable first, I might accidentally touch that cable to something metal. The socket wrench might touch something metal and create a closed circuit, a short circuit, and that could cause a spark. Could damage some electronics possibly, or maybe even cause a little fire. So we don't want that. So start with the negative terminal. Get that loosened and remove the negative cable. And now we're going to remove the positive cable. And then we're going to put these cables as much out of the way as possible. We've got the battery cables off. Now I'm going to remove the battery hold down clamp. You also use the 13mm socket to get that out. And there's the hold down clamp after it's out. We're still going to need a little more room to get the battery out, so we're going to take the cover off of this fuse box. There's a latch on either side, so pull those both up. And the cover comes right off. Now we're going to remove 2 11mm nuts that are holding the fuse box to the body. And with those nuts off, we can kind of pull up on the fuse box, pull it up over the bolts that are holding it kind of out of the way. And I wanted you to see that when I pulled that up, there's a little notch there. And when you put this back together, that little tab has to go down in that notch to secure the fuse box. Now that everything's loosened and kind of out of the way, it's just a matter of wrangling that battery out of its hole. You can kind of slide it over. I'm going to try to turn it up on its end so I can get it standing on one end. About got it. And it's best to do this when your car engine is not hot. And be careful with the fuses as you're moving things around. I've got it stood up and I got it lifted out. Now we're going to put the new battery back in. If it has a plastic cap on either terminal, be sure you remove those. And I'm going to put this one in the way I took the other one out, by standing it on end and turning it. It's still going to be tight quarters, so you need to move all the wires out of the way that you can. Fit it in around there, and you might have to pull the fuse box up a little bit to get it in there. And it dropped right into place. Just going to get it positioned correctly. I'm going to reinstall the battery hold down clamp, and this long part goes against the battery. I'm going to get that started by hand first. There we go. Got it on there straight. And you want to get that down snug, but you don't want to crank it super hard because that's plastic. You don't want to break that clamp. And the battery's in there good and solid. Now we're going to put the cables back on. But before we reattach them, let's clean those cables out. And if you don't have anything to clean them with, you can get a hold of a kit like this for $2 or $3. This part helps you clean the inside of the cables, and the other end helps you clean the actual terminals. We don't need to clean the terminals on this one, it's a brand new one, but we'll clean out the cables. Keeping your cable contacts and your terminals clean helps make sure you have the best electrical connection and the best current flow. And that's just a real stiff wire brush. When I was taking the old battery out, I took the positive cable off last. But when you're putting it back on, put the positive cable on first. I'm going to put the fuse box back in place. And remember, this tab here has to go in this slot right here. So you have to lift that up a little bit to get it to go in there. Push the fuse box down and then reattach the nuts here. Then we're going to put the fuse box cover back on. And it just snaps into place. Our final step is to put this cross brace back on. Remember to grab the long screw and put it in the end closest to the windshield. And then install the other 2 bolts at the end of the crossbar. So there you go, the new battery's all in, and it really wasn't that bad. Thanks for watching and have a great day.